I have come to know St. Daniel Comboni as one who came from rather a poor family, but who then developed the passion for Africa. He says also in his writings that the first love of his heart was Africa, and was ready to dedicate his whole life for Africa. Coming from a poor family, he goes to the Institute of Mazza in Verona, where he has an opportunity to prepare himself for being a priest. And it was there that he got to know about other missionaries who were in the mission in Africa and in other countries. But after having discerned his vocation, after having realized that his vocation really was for Africa, he goes independent. He wanted to be different, and he founds his own institute of fathers, who are now the Comboni Missionaries and the Comboni Sisters. And he goes out to Africa with the conviction that Africa was missing what would improve, what would guarantee the dignity of the people of Africa by not knowing Christ. They were the poorest because they never knew Christ. He goes to them to bring them the light of the gospel. He never went as an explorer, as an adventurer, but he went as an evangelizer. He believed in the regeneration of Africa, which according to me was a generation giving birth to life possibilities for the peoples of Africa, and becoming the first bishop in sub-Sahara Africa. It was a sign that the church was now convinced that Africa is a part of the people of God and had the right also to belong to the universal church. And his canonization recognition, being a saint, is, according to me, a sign that the church now believes this man, so outstanding in his missionary zeal, was ready to offer his life, to consecrate his life for Africa. I love calling him a prophet because he spoke the uncomfortable word at that time, that Africa had the right, and no one and nothing could close Africa out of the generative power of the gospel.
Do you have a favorite memory or story working as a missionary priest?
Yes, I do have one among many. I would like to share that one with you. It was the one which happened to me in my first mission in Uganda. It was a Sunday. I went there for the baptism, and you know that place is a place of first mission, first evangelization. So I was there with the Christian for the baptism of their children, and after we started the mass and the preaching, it was the moment for the baptism of the children. So they came, I did the instruction, and then I started with the question, the answer, and then it's the time to pour the blessed water on the children. So the women, they were coming one by one, there were more than 30, and they poured the water on the head of the children. And after that one, I need to continue with the unction and then with the white garment. But after pouring the water on the head of the children, they all just went away to sit down under the trees, and nobody. I find myself alone in the church, and then I asked the catechist, "Where are the people?" He said, no, they are outside. I said, "You haven't finished yet. Please call them to come so that we continue the rite of our baptism." And they came back and we continue. And I was a bit surprised myself because that's the first time it happened to me. And I asked myself, am I doing the good thing? But I get my consolation that that's a first mission of first, is a place of first evangelization So with joy, I just continue with the celebration.
So, what could $20 do for your work and ministry?
In my work, that $20, if I am given, it will help about 10 or 15 children to go for school, because we pay $2 for each child per month. $20, it will make 10 or 15 children to have education for 1 month.
One small donation do for your mission and your work?
The small donations will help us in our mission to support some students, sponsored students, to give them school fees, and also we will use that donation to support some nursery schools to supply them with food.
What do Comboni Missionaries do?
Thank you very much for the question, and also for the opportunity of myself being here in the US for this summer experience. The Comboni Missionaries is a missionary congregation of both men and women. It is a congregation that is based on the charism of our founder of working with the poor and the most abandoned. And in that time, the poor mainly were seen to be people from Africa in that century of Comboni. And our charism has always been to work with the poor and the most abandoned. Now, our areas of work differ from one country to another, and from one continent to another, depending on the needs of that place. Our concern has always been to uplift the people, both humanly spiritually. The people who have been deprived of the word of God, the gospel, and also people who have been deprived of the basic needs, being education, being health, and also getting their own rights. So our work is also to try to empower people, because I feel evangelization is you cannot do it in a vacuum. It must be done in the context of the people. So the people who are not having education, the best way to evangelize them is to let them have education as a way of trying to empower them. Also, we are working in the area of trying to empower women as well. I think particularly in some cultures, women are still downtrodden. People who are seen not to be equal, to be at par with men. So our work in the evangelization is also to try to make sure that all of us, we get access to the basic needs. Education, which is equal for men and for women. And I think basically our work is to empower people in all senses.
What's the most rewarding part of being a missionary?
First is, it is an interesting question. The rewarding part is that you feel God calls you to collaborate in His mission and to enrich people, to share your faith with the people, and that is a beautiful part of it. Why? Because it makes you feel a brother to all people and going beyond your own people, different cultures and so on. And to me, experiences confirmed that. You know, working in many different countries. I've never worked in my own country, Uganda, as a missionary. All these 22 years of being a Christian, never worked in my own country. So I've met people across different cultures. within Africa, in Europe, even United States. And I've always felt people are my brothers, people are my sisters, people are my mothers. And to me, that is a beautiful part of it. And another specific experience I had was maybe first mission was in Congo. That was a time when the people were suffering a lot and so forth. In the Paris Saint Camille in Kisangani, people were broken by war. People were broken by war. And the missionaries that I was working with in the community, had a particular attention to, we used to call them filles mères, that is in French, the mother who are not prepared, young girls who become mothers that are being prepared. And a project was introduced like bringing sewing machine to them to build up, to mend their lives again. To me, that was a very powerful image. Very powerful because it was like turning, machine gun being replaced by sewing machine. And sewing machine is like something that mends life. And that has been an image to me powerful to animate my missionary life, how we can mend life. And I take that as a real keystone in my operations as a priest, as a missionary, as a Comboni missionary. And I'm happy that this took place in my first moments of priesthood, because in a way it has me to read life stories of different people, their brokenness in the same perspective. We are called as missionaries always to bridge, to mend, to build, to reconstruct. And this is what can bring hope, comfort to people in life. And that is what I treasure, that is what